祝大家一帆风顺。今天是 Annie 跟 Peter 的婚礼，Ro 跟 Fanny 一早就去帮忙了，然后我们上午带 Stephen 来渔人码头透透气、晒晒太阳，然后大概下午1、2点的时候，我就开车带 Stephen 去。今天 Stephen 还要去彩排送戒指。哇塞，这个排队这么厉害！
那我来去排吧。
因为里面有海豹，会把你拖下去啊。Ice cream，Stephen， 你带爷爷去买 ice cream 吧。OK， 你自己跟叔叔阿姨说要什么。
我们一起吃，不是马上不方便，一个人吃不完的。快吃吧吃吧。
没的，这是你的。哦哟，侬哪进来呢？
不吃呀。
就是呀。
我们来这边滑梯，再带 Stephen 玩一会儿，然后回去就吃饭。
哦，太小了是吧？每一个人要排多个呀。
OK， 我们现在回家吃饭，然后一会儿在车上睡觉，去参加婚礼。OK， 我们现在带 Stephen 去酒店，预计大概2点多1点到吧。就在 Convention Center 旁边。我现在去彩排一下，然后给 Stephen 化个妆。Excited?
Are you excited? You're gonna do so well. 我说跟妈妈 get ready 啊。
We have our own room.
都是安妮哦，叔叔在。你好，这是安妮爸爸。
Perfect.
那爷爷，妈妈，你说爷爷好。
Go go go.
哎呦，这么可爱的。
刚刚给他说来一下啊。
好的。
叔叔好。
哎，你好，你好。
恭喜恭喜。
你好，谢谢谢谢。
Wow, look at that, Stephen.
My name is Stephen.
All set.
Wow. Very heavy duty.
我们现在去 rehearsal 一下，蕊一下，好不好？我们蕊一下。哇，皮尔叔叔、安妮姨好漂亮啊！他们现在是合照环节。哇！Here we go. It's a ceremony rehearsal. 我们现在在休息室，还有20分钟 ceremony 就要开始了。哇！宾客们陆续到达，然后一会儿就可以入座，然后会有一个仪式 ，yeah。这是新娘爸爸，然后梳妆镜。
Is it good?
Yeah, and mommy as well. Yeah. Good job, Stephen. Good job. Okay. Sorry.
Spoken here today.
Very nice. Okay, now please flip your hand like a man.
And faithful devotion for you. I will always love you, cherish you, and honor the vows spoken here today.
Very nice. 来，我们掌声送给 Peter 跟 Annie 好不好？So putting on the ring means we're sealing sealing your vows with a ring. What a beautiful, beautiful, lovely wedding dress.
It's location. What a moment. What a moment.
Okay, beautiful. So, yeah,
Beautiful.
please be seated and relax. I would like to invite our two witnesses. 有请两位见证人，我们的 Maid of Honor Linda and Best Man Jamie 有请。And one. Peter， 你亲吻你美丽的新娘子，因为要 kiss your bride。是不是有点太短了？等了20年的这个。Okay, Peter, you may now kiss your lovely bride. Beautiful. Congratulations, Peter and Annie. Wishing you a lifetime of love. May today be the beginning of a new tomorrow that you will cherish forever. Please allow me to introduce to you for the first time as husband and wife, Peter and Annie. 再次祝福一对新人新婚快乐，永结同心，白头到老，恭喜 ！Very nice, beautiful.
Beautiful.
好，我们的
OK， 我们现在仪式结束了，然后就是自由活动2个小时，可以拍照，可以吃点喝点，聊聊天 social 一下。I pick his. Let's see if it's good.
You still have the I think I can probably.
我们马上要吃饭了，吃席了，兄弟们，吃席了。Let's dance. OK， 我们入座了。他们有在这个门口拿的这个名牌，还有 Stephen and Fanny。哦 ，Stephen。
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, friends, families, and loved ones. Let's give a round of applause to welcome all of our guests and to welcome our bridal party. Here comes our beautiful bridesmaids Lily, Fanny, Rose, and Linda.
好，阿巴扎阿巴扎。Oh, I don't have a good angle.
太棒了 Isn't it amazing? Okay, especially Charles, thank you so much. You're doing great. Woo, Charles! Okay, everyone. 现在大家最期待的时刻来临了，请大家把视向看向我们这个幸福之门。And now the big moment, ladies and gentlemen. 让我们一起用最热烈的掌声和欢呼声来欢迎我们一对新人进场。Please give your biggest cheering and wild applause to welcome a bride and groom, Peter and Annie. Please enjoy the first dance. 接下来是我们新人的第一支舞。
Fanny 在开枪。
The days will all be empty. The nights will seem so long. With you I see forever oh so clearly. I might have been in love before, but it never felt this strong. Our dreams are young and we both know they'll take us where we want to go. Hold me now, touch me now. I don't want to live without you.
Nothing gonna change my love for you.
You wanna know by now how much I love you. One thing you can't be sure, I'll never ask for more than your love.
Nothing gonna change my love for you.
You wanna know by now how much I love you. The world may change my whole life through, but nothing's gonna change my love for you.
Wow! 大家说看的好不好 ？Do you like the dance, everyone?
A heartfelt thank you to those of you who have traveled from far and wide to join us. Some of you flew in from across the province, countries, and even different time zones. And it truly means the world to us. We also want to give a special shout out to some of my former professors and mentors, and our fellow colleagues and classmates who have made the trip. We're so honored that you're here. And of course, our local friends, thank you for taking the time out of your weekend to celebrate with us. We know how busy life can get, and that weekends are precious times for your family. And we're really grateful that you chose to be here. Looking across the room, we see people from different parts of different chapters of our lives. Some of you have known us since we were kids, literally, and actually met us back in grade 5. A few of our classmates from those days are sitting with us here tonight. So please, no embarrassing stories. This evening isn't just about the two of us. It's a celebration of everyone who's helped to shape us to who we are today.
We spent a long time planning for our wedding. Whenever someone asked how wedding planning is going, my answer was super stressed. And of course, we stayed up until 4 a.m. this morning to put in some final touches, from the food to the decor to all the little details. We really hope everyone has a good time. We also did a little convincing to make one of our favorite milk tea shops tie in cater for the first time at our wedding. So eat lots, enjoy the games, and take in all the small things we plan to make this day feel a little bit more us. Also, for those who don't know, we run a food and travel blog. So if you see us running around with a camera or making you hold a drink at a specific angle, just smile and know it's for the gram. Content doesn't sleep. Speaking of not sleeping, we're actually going to be hopping on a plane to Japan in under 48 hours. So if we look extra energized tonight, it's probably just adrenaline and excitement, and not the jet lag we're saving for later. And to top it off, our 11th anniversary is just 3 days away. It's been quite a journey since our elementary, high school days, and we honestly couldn't have asked for a better group of people to celebrate with us tonight. Now, to kick things off, I'd like to hand it over to my dad, Patrick, who's been patiently waiting, and definitely more composed than we are right now, for the first bride's dad toast.
Oh, Patrick!
Sorry.
What is a Patrick?
That's a good question.
So since Peter have introduced all the people coming here, so I just say hi everyone. You have probably heard the line from Forrest Gump. Life is like a box of chocolate. You never know what you are going to get. Well, my mom and his grandma have her version here. She didn't talk about chocolate. Before I came here, she asked me, listen more and talk less. I've tried to follow the senior's advice until today. What I can say is my daughter. My daughter convinced me to give this speech. Yes, I've even asked her, would it be easier to ask your mom? Okay, but here I am, yes. So I will try my best. At least, man should do something. Yeah. Otherwise, I don't know. You tell me. Before the wedding, Annie's mom said, the parents often get emotional at moments like this. Some cry, some get nervous. But for us, I and her mom, we don't. We felt surprisingly calm. Her mother's reason, I guess, is why? Why you think like that way? You can put it that way. Annie's marriage not means that we are losing a daughter. Perhaps we can gain half some. Half plus 1/4. I don't know. Okay. But I admit it's a little bit nervous. But that changed when I look around a few familiar faces I have known them in their childhood. Linda, Lily, Fanny, and Rose. I think David. Rose, is that your husband Charles? Yeah. Okay, Charles. Yes, not Jack, huh? Not Jack. Sorry to disappoint. Thanks for being here to support me again. One of the way Annie and I have always connected is through movies. So the reason why I'm calm in this moment is I watch 2 damn movies. We will watch everything, romantic comedies, you name it, and a lot of Tom Hanks. Movies became our language. They are quotes, scenes, and inside jokes. Only we still remember, and that's the things between us. So I hope more people can understand it. Sorry. So since my English is not so good, so
It's good.
if anything sounds strange, please don't blame me. Blame ChatGPT. I want to take this moment to thank you everyone who helped make today happen. The bridesmaids and groomsmaids. Groomsmaids, if I remember the name, Sunny, Jamie, Sunny, and Caleb, and also Charles, another Charles there. And amazing stuff. The vendors, our friends, and all come over here. Your support means a lot, and especially to Annie and Peter. To all of you who traveled near or far, thank you. Your presence today is the most meaningful, valuable gift they could ask for. A child is always a gift to a parent. And today, this gift being shared with someone they love. Thank you, Peter. Of course, even gift can sometimes be surprise. So, we have sweet dreams, also we have nightmares. I hope that is not nightmares. To all of who traveled near or far, thank you, I say again. Of course, like the Kung Fu Pandas. Now I quote the line from the movie. Yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, but today is a gift. That's why it is called a present. After a decade together, Annie and Peter have reached a milestone. Like in the movie, the Colonel Slade, the Scent of Woman, the movie, the names, they stood at a crossroads. They think, and then they choose the right path. They think, yeah, okay. And as we all know, the right path is too damn hard. That's why I admire them for their courage, for their commitment, their patience, and their decision to walk forward together. Okay, I will end with a line for a movie, a fair to remember. The one granny in the movie said, life is about creating memories. Winter must be cold for those who have no warm memories. Now it's the early summer, so thank you for being here. I have a toast, because before the toast I say, enjoy the time in Japan. Eat well, travel far, and don't forget, no problem. Noodles, not noodles, from that Kung Fu Panda, no problem. So I have a toast. May their next journey be a pleasant one. Bon voyage. That's all.
Cheers. He's coming to say congrats.
Cheers, Stephen.
也喝一口，喝一口。
什么 What is he drinking?
水。
Does he not want juice?
Oh, you have one more person coming, Stephen. 还有一个人。
Stephen, it's
Where's
totally
here?
nice. Are you gonna toast him?
Cheers.
That's not for you.
What do you say? You say congratulations. Cheers, cheers. Did you touch the cup? 然后喝一口，然后喝一口。Yeah. Okay. Mission complete.
Without further ado, let's hear it from Lily. 我们掌声有请 Lily.
No, I'm not gonna rock today.
I was gonna say.
Hi everyone. Thank you for coming tonight. I don't know why I'm saying things anyway. Hi, I'm Lily, one of the bridesmaids for today. I also don't know why they want me going number one when this was actually not done until just now. Yeah, so I've known Annie and Peter both for a really long time. Like when we were in bed, yeah. So I actually remember when we met. Back in 2006, a new transfer student came to K Elementary School who has since grown up with her, experienced life with her, and has become a very, very important part of Annie's life. And that transfer student is me. And Peter was there too. We transferred on the same day, coincidentally. And I like to think that I called it 19 years ago actually, on the playground. So you know how kids used to ship one another and like just, you know, ship random people together? I shipped Annie and Peter. And there's like this saying, I'm not sure if you guys remember when we were kids, Peter and Annie sitting in the tree, K-I-S-S-I-N-G. And I said that first. Well, you two aren't sitting in the tree anymore, you guys are sitting right in front of us today and stood next to each other at the altar, K-I-S-S-I-N-G. That's right, I called it. So as an observer to your relationship, I'm so happy for you both, and I hope we all can find the love as enduring as Peter and his watermelons. Let's all raise our glass and repeat after me. To Annie and Peter.
To Annie and Peter.
Thank you for your foodie giveaways. Please rig them
Please rig them
so it goes to your friends.
So it goes to your friend.
Love you guys. Thank you.
Oh my god.
My liquid courage.
I see.
你好. They asked me to give a toast in Chinese, but I won't. So, if you haven't already known, my name is Gallup. Hopefully, you've only heard good things about me. If you heard anything else, they're lying. I have a few important things to say today.
What's that?
First of all, I'm single. Congratulations to the beautiful Annie and the dashing Peter. I cherish and I'll always cherish the times we spent together in high school. The three of us had a lot of fun practicing Taekwondo together. And many of Annie's favorite embarrassing photos were from that time. In fact, we were forced to recreate one this morning. You can ask them about what it looked like. Don't ask them. And especially, don't ask us to recreate it. I like being called Glob in high school. You know, it's short for Gallup.
Yes.
But Annie's gotten more mature. When are you going to call me Glob again? You may have seen on the wedding website that Peter and I have played volleyball since 2009. But that's actually a lie. We've been playing since 2010. Peter got laid off the Jaeger bomb. Peter, my volleyball teammate, you left a permanent mark on my life. Well, technically a scar. I am Harry Potter of the foot, and Peter's my Voldemort. One fortunate or unfortunate day, because it's fortunate to have a permanent mark, right? I landed on Peter and sprained my ankle, and my ankle ballooned so fast that it left a thunderbolt-shaped scar on my foot, hence why I'm Harry Potter of the foot. We had a lot of fun together on the high school volleyball team, but we were atypical teammates. Now, Peter used to sweat a lot, and me not so much. And after suffering with Peter's sweat for so long, one day, instead of high-fiving my teammate like one normally would, whenever Peter would extend his hand, I'll just touch it with my index finger. And then my hands can stay dry, and I can perform my role. And leading to highlight videos of Peter, right? Aren't you happy?
Yep, that's it.
We used to tease Peter a lot. It was a lot of fun in grade 8 to tease Peter. You probably wouldn't know, but Peter has a birthmark on his chest. And the entire volleyball team always used to make fun of him having a third nipple. Peter and Annie, I'm looking forward to see you guys for the rest of your life with all the happiness that you guys will experience, and I hope we'll reach new heights together. To Peter and Annie's happiness. Cheers. Cheers. Yeah.
Thank you. Wow, that's amazing.
Last night's effort, I really appreciate it.
Apparently dignity is optional in our relationship. So I have the absolute honor to stand here today to toast one of my oldest, dearest, and most patient friends, Annie. So Annie and I first met in high school, as we said, during foods in grade 9, and that is actually where I had this nickname first founded by her. And I don't remember why, but yes, that's where it all started, because we were cooking meat. And she said it kind of sounds like my name, Rose. So it's cooking class in grade 9, we met, and the dream was to bake cupcakes, to make muffins, but the reality was I melted a placemat on the oven, so food was never something for me in the beginning. I wish I could say we instantly bonded over a mutual love for culinary, but truthfully, I had no idea what we cooked, and I don't know what happened. What I do remember is that being around Annie felt very, really natural. And for example, one minute we were awkwardly peeling an apple, and the next we were giggling our way through classes and pretending to be a lot more productive than we actually were. And honestly, I feel like our main contribution to most of our classes was emotional support. So from those early days of inside jokes and questionable cafeteria meals, our friendship blossomed into one of the few constants in my life. And whether we were studying, procrastinating, or surviving high school like it was a bad reality show, Annie was always there, usually holding snacks and her stuffies. As you probably saw around this room, there's a lot of stuffies. And then in the famous grade 12, we had this three-way Zoom call that began. It's kind of like a sacred nightly ritual between me, Annie, and Peter. So what started off as a group study quickly turned into a group therapy, and then just full-on meme warfare gossip sessions. So in somewhere between the emotional oversharing and the 3-hour tangents about absolutely nothing, I came to the realization that I wasn't really in a trio. I was on the side quest in the main storyline. So fast forward to university, somehow we all ended up at UBC. For those of you guys who don't know, it's University of British Columbia. And if I hadn't realized I was the third wheel during those Zoom calls, it became official. When I found myself permanently stationed in their back seat of Annie and Peter's car, and I earned myself a designated seat for the next 4 years of my undergrad. So at some point, I stopped resisting and fully embraced my role as a loyal side character in the rom-com love story. But here's the thing, being in the backseat gave me a lot of front row view of something really special. So Annie is the kind of friend who shows up, being calm and steady. She listens without judgment most of the time, and gives without expecting anything in return. And she carries this quiet strength that somehow makes everything feel a little lighter. She also, and I say this lovingly, she is the most maddening calm person I've ever met. Seriously, try arguing with her. It's impossible. She's like an emotional Teflon. Okay, so watching Annie and Peter grow together, laughing, learning, and supporting each other throughout all of this chaos has been one of the greatest joys. And from the outside, it's easy to see. They just fit each other. But having had the privilege of watching the story unfold from the very beginning and from their backseat, I can tell you with a complete certainty they are the real deal. So here's to a love that begins in friendship, grows through laughter, and lasts a lifetime. And to Annie and Peter, may your lives together be full of joy, passion, and the freedom to grow into everything you've ever dreamed of becoming together.
Thank you. The story. Now, without further ado, please put your hands together, everyone, to welcome bridesmaid Fanny.
Good evening, everyone. Yes, I am a veteran in both Annie and Peter's elementary to high school years.
She's nervous.
I didn't expect you to
I
put
can
that,
tell.
But here we go. I'm not letting any of you go easily tonight. So good evening, everyone. My name is Fanny, and thank you all for taking time out of your busy schedules to join us here today. To my dearest and longest friend, Annie, I'm honored to stand by your side here today after what feels like a short time, but is actually an astonishing 23 years of friendship now. And believe it or not, Annie was my first friend ever, but it wasn't really by choice because she was also delegated to be my translator. So that proves to be our elementary school has limited resources, and Annie does really stand out as one of the top choices. So we somehow managed to become the best of friends, or so I thought, until Peter came along and stole my title. Now, I thought about what I wanted to say about Peter, but I realized I didn't have much memories of Peter up until grade 5, but Peter is someone I never would have guessed Annie would fall for, because Annie is quiet, she's an artistic person, she's well-behaved, and basically I mean teacher's pet, and she's very calm, like was mentioned before. And Peter is, well, all of the above and the opposite. My most vivid memory of Peter was him jumping on Shiva's back, but she was not here today, right? Okay. So he was jumping on Shiva's back in elementary school, playing human Tetris, and sprinting down the hallway at recess to go to the playground and continue playing human Tetris. So that was something that I didn't know would stand out in Annie's books, but I guess it did. And yet here we are. He's now one of my favorite pickleball opponents, even though, just like Gallup, my hand, legs, and eye have all suffered damages due to his persistent use of volleyball tactics in racket sport. But all jokes aside, I guess the old saying is true, opposites attract, and while Annie and Peter might seem like a puzzle at first sight, they fit together perfectly. I've had the privilege of watching their love story unfold, and I can confidently say that they bring out the best in each other.
Thank you.
So, Peter, please take care of our clumsy Annie, as you have been doing very amazingly for the past decade. To Annie, continue being the clumsy you, because that's what makes you pure and special. And may your marriage be like Annie walking heels, slightly unpredictable, full of laughter, and always worth the ride. Congratulations once again.
Thank you so much, Penny. Thank you. Wow.
It's pretty good.
That's amazing.
I don't remember if it was Romeo. Anyways, all right, let's get started. All right, good evening, everyone. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Jamie, and I have the absolute honor of being Peter's best man today. And what a day it's been so far. Let's take a moment and give a big round of applause to all the staff, our MC and the incredible wedding coordinator, and as well as the lovely bridesmaids and my fellow groomsmen, and of course the newlyweds. So, round of applause. And let's be honest, the groom cleans up better than we all thought. So Peter and I go way back. We became friends in grade 8 over 15 years ago. I still remember us sitting on the floor in the hallways of Burnett during lunch, just 4 awkward kids calling us the 4 Musketeers. Peter would get that joke. So you remember the overpriced potato wedges that we always eat, and the questionable cafeteria food? Yeah. And we always try to game the system, trying to end up in the same classes, but it never worked. Except for one class in PE with Mr. Mora, and we did some of this dance this morning, but we did a fully choreographed dance to YMCA in front of the entire school. That one's etched in my memory forever. Equal parts pride, but very embarrassing to say the least. At one point, Peter almost convinced me to take up volleyball. I showed up to a dozen 6 a.m. practices, but ultimately I decided, I gotta give him something in the spotlight, so I decided to join high school band instead. So after graduation, we actually nearly became roommates. Maybe some of you don't know this, but he actually went to Waterloo for a year before transferring back because he was obviously unable to deal with the long distance, either for me or for Annie, but let's decide on who had the bigger pull. Now, looking back, our paths actually have been surprisingly parallel. We both ended up in the States for school. We have, similar personalities, similar movie interests, Pacific Rim. I'm not talking about this hotel, but I'm talking about the movie with the giant robots fighting the giant aliens. Now, of course, we also have our shared obsession of a nicely cooked steak. But Peter would never admit this out loud, but I personally think I do barbecue better. But you should look at his Instagram. Like the man could cook up a nice steak. He probably could run a Michelin-star restaurant. But honestly, there are too many memories to count, and the more I think back, the more I remember. But I'll wrap it up because you're all here to dance and party after, right? Not listen to me ramble. But Peter, we had our ups and downs, our jokes, our jabs, but never have I once doubted our friendship. You've always had my back, and I've always had yours, and I'll continue doing so. Truly privileged standing here beside you after 15 years to watch you grow, evolve, and now step into this beautiful new life with Annie. So to Peter and Annie, may your life be filled with laughter and joy, adventure, and just the right amount of garlic butter. So let's raise a glass to love and to friendship. To Annie and Peter.
Linda.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Linda, and Annie also gave me a lot of nicknames. I go by Piggy, Piggy Dong Dong, Budgie, Budgie Hand, Tinder Hand, and the list goes on. But for tonight, we'll stick with Linda, and I am the matron of honor. I have to retell the story of how Annie and I met. So we met all the way back in elementary school, and I was a very shy and lonely transfer student. One day at lunch, my mom packed me a full container of mini donuts from Safeway, and I was struggling to finish them all. Annie walked in, and at that point, we had never spoken before. She passed by my table and gave me, or my donuts, a glance. So I timidly offered her some, and she reacted with a grin. Which, if you know Annie, a grin is basically a full smile. So she happily took the donuts, and soon we began talking. The donuts seemed to have unlocked her, and so did our friendship kick off from there. So come to think of it, this was the perfect foreshadowing to Annie's current foodie career. So for those who don't know much about our bride Annie, she has a few obsessions. So one of which is food, and we talked about that earlier. Food can put a satisfactory grin on her face. Another major obsession that we must talk about is the obsession she has over plushies. And it's not just the, oh, this jelly cat is so cute. It's, I must have all of them. So, if you don't believe me, we'll do an experiment. Peter, will you do me the honors? Surprise, Annie! One of your seagulls made it to your wedding! Evidently, plushies are the only things in this universe that can put Annie to a full smile. So I'm sorry, Peter, there's nothing you can do to change that. Annie has been collecting plushies for as long as I've known her. And this can only mean one thing. She is very loved, or hella spoiled, by her parents. Shout out to Uncle Patrick and Auntie Susan for sponsoring decades of plushies and storage. And go all the best to you, Peter. You're now responsible for expanding her plushie kingdom. On a serious note, Annie's love for plushie is truly a reflection of who she is, a child at heart. She is warm, loyal, sentimental, whimsical, and wildly imaginative. Becoming friends with Annie in elementary school was like finding a safety blanket. Her presence gave me a sense of comfort and belonging when I needed them the most. And that really never changed as we got older. We stuck together through high school to university. Even though we were in different classes, we ended up in different faculties. Annie was always there for me. Back in school, one thing we all envied Annie for was how effortlessly she could multitask with her schoolwork. She'd be watching dramas, hanging out with friends, dining out, all while studying. And somehow she still managed to get really, really good grades. Her brain is also weirdly good at remembering everything. Yes. From birthdays to random events to gossips and inside jokes. She's literally a walking archive containing information on everyone's lives. And I'm pretty sure she has enough material to blackmail half of you guys in this room. Annie is also quite creative with her imaginations. She can observe two people's interactions for a moment and then turn it into a full drama series. I can confidently say all folks sitting at the high school table have been victims at some point in high school. And we've always said she should be a Taiwanese drama writer because Her love radar is sharp, dramatic, but very, very fictional. There's never a dull moment with Annie. She always knows what to do, where to eat, and she's always down to try something new. Peter, you've seen these qualities more than any of us in this room. Can you believe it? That this supportive, loving, smart and funny girl has been with you for over a decade. Only you know how truly you are to be forever stuck with her. Now, Peter and I actually went to elementary school and high school, but also I had zero memory of him. Maybe it was because of our altitude differences. And I honestly didn't know when they started developing feelings for one another, because as much as Annie loves yapping about others, she keeps her private life to herself.
True that. Word.
So I heard it happened in the last year of high school, because I was already attending university at that time. I had to rely on some friends for updates, so thank you guys. I remember hearing some rumors about them for some time, and then one day I was sent a picture. And I'm not going to go into detail about how close they were standing and the position Peter was in, but it was, don't worry, Uncle Patrick, it wasn't that inappropriate. It was just very confirming. Who knew this little high school thing could turn out to be the longest lasting relationship in our entire friend group? It certainly isn't a coincidence. Annie and Peter's relationship started out as a long distance, which we all know isn't easy. A year later, Peter transferred back to the West Coast just so that they could reunite. When he moved back, he was still living an hour drive away from Annie, and every day in the morning, he would drive from White Rock, make a little detour to Richmond, and then go to UBC, or our school, regardless of whether he had class or not at that time. If that's not love, it's definitely a lot of gas money. After graduation, Peter attended Berkeley to pursue his dreams of becoming an optometrist. Without hesitance, Annie followed. She left the community that she grew up in and left everything familiar to her. Even some plushies were left behind. Just so that she could follow her boyfriend at that time. I remember feeling very uncertain about their future, and I was really worried that she would be lonely and that Peter might become too busy. But they proved me wrong. They had their challenges, and one of which was a time when Annie almost got deported back to Canada during a job transition period. Peter and Annie's bond only grew stronger with time. Over the past 5 years, they have moved so many times that the only constant thing they had was one another. While many of us learned to be better lovers through heartbreaks and goodbyes, Annie and Peter built a love that withstood time, distance, and uncertainty. So their love story isn't a fairy tale. It's a story of sacrifice, devotion, loyalty, commitment, and trust. It's the courage to choose one another again and again and again through changing times and circumstances that bring them there to today. So tonight, we're not just celebrating a wedding, we're celebrating a decade-long journey, a major win against all odds. Peter, thank you for being Annie's best friend, best boyfriend, best company in the years we couldn't be there for her. So let's all raise our glass for a toast. To Annie and Peter, may your love be as pure as Annie's plushy obsessions. May your bellies be forever full from social media sponsorships. And may your gas tank be always topped up, ready to take you everywhere in life. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Today is June 7th. Annie Jiang and Peter G. What a day. Congratulations once again. Alright, 抱抱。晚霞还是很漂亮的。